Tada na mfa o. O de o kan say enkofo no ahwe o ma mfa. Se Madrid team we die. Bibia mo meka wo jedi.
Awo. Rich, me so fi anu ntum kakra. Na bibi kakra bi e wo kan ya ka because Megidi said the most difficult part of the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals, the analysis before the game. You never game new year, just a commentary on what you saw, and you be giddy bia and once and a year babeka. Rich, say you know 4 semi-finalists. Emumienu, ebekwa kopiem ewo money for the Champions League final. And it is because of these results in the second leg of the Champions League. Inti NA say offer the Champions League chart now. From time I hear draw no ABC and Rich, there is now Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Inter, and now do the semi-finals of the Champions League, and these are your last 4. Omudibesi and Ini determine the last 2, then why Enna Ebeji the Champions League. Now let's start the conversation from game near Koso Ewo the Santiago Bernabeu. First of all, Rich, you look at the overall numbers now, and the indication no, and they say, Rich, Enra, tactically, Arsenal dominated Real Madrid. The underlying word they say, tactically, Arsenal dominated Real Madrid. Now, me also be share on Facebook. Obaka say, Ayala, wo opta analysis statistics that at the end of the I say Real Madrid able 66% to Arsenal 34. And then in a game obi able 66%. Now obi able 34. Who can say the over 34 no? A controlling game no tactically. Rich, there are 2 forms in tactically who dominate the game. Bako I say wo je ball na ball. Now who dominate? The etosumienu I say you are allowing your opponent to play, but you are in a very, very good shape. Say they can't penetrate you and cause you any harm. And Rich, out of the 66% now, Real Madrid boy, that is the reason why say a bad shot on target. They played 3, Arsenal about 6 with almost 34. No? Overall shot, yes, Real Madrid ball 18 to 11. But so possessing overshot, over beyond target in the Rich, it cumulates into expected goals. I bet in Yasha with 1 hour in Rich, Real Madrid now was 66%, an SG of 1.5. Arsenal was 2.05. What these numbers means, and they say, and the Obibeka said the ultimate statistics, Rich, the goals, share 1, share 2. Now, Ubasa go deeper into the analysis. Rich, go now, Real Madrid share. What's a gift? And Real Madrid is 66% no more any. Rich, Sakayan Saliba and Chobugoa. And I am busy for nothing 66%. And we are so across say, I Saliba go no chair mono. Rich, and then I pay you as Jinumpo Aqua 1.5 no. And come on, you cry.
No, the problem more shot on target.
You see,
Real Madrid.
Na I am go for say Abia, me Barcelona in India.
Obi crab can say with the emotions na kasa.
Emotions at this point in my career. No.
I'm so your Barca in India. As a do matter that somehow the emotions in Kwa.
Kobusa Omo Motimi area. I watch football 24/7. The Bia Michel football. I have watched Real Madrid. Every game Real Madrid about this season, Mashabi. Even including the Copa del Rey matches. They are also already a new match crowd. I watch it. Rich, no mentiasie. Which Real Madrid na omo say. Arsenal team na so omo 3. And omo betimi atete. I, in all honesty, look, young far grown to enjoy. This current Real Madrid team doesn't have what it takes. So omo Arsenal in all phases of the game. And you say, yeah, I've said this even before we play the games. Now, Rich, let's visit the actions in the game. Look, Bukayo Saka first penalty no boy anything. Adabrak. And I was so shocked. Rich, what's a 3? What Ucl be home or Jelenum or Betty? Nyamia wadom Ucl no. You've not been overwhelmed by the atmosphere. And what's me a calm game down quickly and a Ubo game. Now, who and the Pakos over the cannon and a penalty. And I disagree with you, Sabono. And I want to say and your penalty.
Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty. It was a clear penalty. Was a clear penalty.
I think play business and so you will learn. Learning care very man. But you also became no. You don't do that, especially not under the era of VAR. But Rich, at the end of Bukayo Saka so infantile. I am cropping at to cry. And look, minim say Courtois, me show any memory of him with penalties there. But Rich, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. And it's almost our Shana. Don't joke with Courtois. Me also say Bukayo Saka today will tell his friends say, Masa, manyadi ekra. But Rich, he was to redeem himself. He was. And he scored a classic chip. Look at the chip. Now, and yet, go now, Bukayo share me focus. Which they build up to the goal. And I saw build up 20. And now make catch now say Madrid do not have a chance against Arsenal. Look at how they were like omutimi pass omo just slotted in the pass and a chip. There is Madrid for you. Teams are any the quality of Arsenal crown. I've been able to play this way against Madrid. Not any team my friend Arsenal. And Rich, so what time of Bukayo Saka go now? You could clearly see say I had to say some bed in Bianes no because what could say penalty on say and one will be a can was him. Now, Rich, what was wrong with Saliba? And go for BCO. Can't we blame Raya too? Because the Rihanna game in the he needed to play simple. Then some person started from a chair and they are talking about this throw from David Raya. Bossime. But Rich, he thought say William Saliba ask any pitch no and him what is around him. And it's a the ball manner. Obewood you obey. Not to know we know. Rich, Saliba had lost concentration and Emre can say Arsenal. They must do very well and they say within the 90 minutes of the game they should never lose concentration. Rich, throughout the game the only time Arsenal lost concentration was this incident and they were made to pay for it. Now Vinicius say Rich now very free now he say okay we just need one goal. He didn't know say Rich, this was going to be the face of Courtois, Gabriel Martinelli. Rich, look, Real Madrid in Nibi or Kanu Kribia, Anopai, or Mekay, who know you to say, Arsenal team no Mushia. Now, Omono the better side out of the 2 legs. It is as simple as that. And Onion to say this Real Madrid team, even though they have history of winning 15 times the Champions League, Rich, this is not one of the teams that can win the Champions League. They need to do more for that team way. Say team winning the Champions League. And Rich, when you Casatin team Arsenal has shown said they were a better team at Real Madrid over the 2 legs. And Omu deserving whatever it takes. Say Omu ebetima komani. Now, an appointment so na many pa Arsenal be ni be frame no say. I like na ukuru redo no so. Me wiase nyina so nte say Real Madrid enche Arsenal da. And I'm see o mate. Me ba beka. And Rich no cre in 4 games. Real Madrid only 1 draw, 2 losses, 3 losses against team your friend Arsenal. And you can see you say Rich Arsenal after Real Madrid home and away in this tie. That is the record. Home and away. And see Remontada you better stadium mumu you don't feel the heat. They were beating at the Santiago Bernabeu. Bo enye no me catch you say. Me we have to do am catch you say. Eya kwakwa say mo abontin mpo. Eya mo hyehyem for the Real Madrid but Arsenal are very very cool.
Na dey na yi for yi dey.
Rich.
Ni boy come back 25. O kan so baby ma unyini ni.
Rich, so come back 25 no my year. Na emududu sign na e free 3-0 leba.
Okay.
And emududu sign and na it was against this quality Arsenal team. Rich Arsenal team na ho enye trust how.
Enu Musa.
How many ball I'm telling you.
Musa and Hana has in league. And Ateta.
So you see, Sir Pep Guardiola mo banon beka say league neji at Champions League. Me so many omo nyadwen.
Because Arsenal book game omo bo pass still. Omo timinji EPO na ehun. That
is how it is. Rich. Enra Hurricane ko say any scare. Enti Hurricane share go away na. And I say Bayern for say results be our mania was 0 against Inter in the Champions League and make sure say omum free. Is that what they are going to do? Rich, but you go to San Siro as Inter home and uchu time this guy will have a say in the game. Lautaro Martinez. What will you go no say? Look, I have purely striker's instinct. Oh, I say, Nenia break ball never told no. I had Abu Kimmich. He kept his focus on the ball and within some microseconds, follow it up with a shot. So instinctive in the box. This is a striker. This is a striker. Ojina box cinema. Nini bring go ankasa. That is what he is focused on. Now, Rich, and now I quickly went to X to tweet about Benjamin Pavard. Football stories in interesting. Pavard is a former Bayern player. So Rich. And on the day that Bayern na it took their former player to dash their hopes. Corner kick. Ye peja bona. Oma who may be a Pavard free. Panyai. Bona show. And at 2-1, Rich. There that's one answer. El Dyer scored a very, very nice goal. From that angle, yes, you can blame Jan Soma Kakra, but me so say on yes, so say there bit my heady ball from that position into the goal. But Rich, the coach say Inter, Jumano Ewo the Alliance Arena, and even with the draw Ewo San Siro, they were good to go. Say Omu Ebetimi a qualify at the Akomanim. Now, Rich, this is it. And Ra, me catch on say me busa question be. Mami Musa na afi yemre fi ni me dinko. And I told you say you know we will put Arsenal here, we will put Inter here. Now this is my question. Rich, football and komo. Ye taika jargons bi of football mo ema ye timidi football komo na ye interesting. First question me Musa na say Rich. Out of the 2 semi-finals, Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Inter. Matches nimu die and I say ties nimu die and up to you. Any tier for you can bring your message. And yet the final before the final. Which of the 2 ties?
Barcelona Inter.
and to you,
to me,
and they had the final before the final.
Sure.
So it means that you believe say they obeying your question one.
Likely obey me.
Likely on obey.
Likely. Because so be also the one with the 2 ties, you know.
Final
before the final.
Describing as the final before the final.
By Barca Inter.
Barca Inter.
Barca for no news of Inter.
Game na dia.
And I only bibi. Sa fa o side on. A Chelsea, one of the coaches, Ebeje Champions League for the very first time in about 10 years for either of the teams. Barca, I think the last time I called here about 8 years ago, final. To 10 years, they win. Inter a funny story. 2 years ago, called final.
Yeah.
Last year, Atletico the City in a year film. Now they are coming back again. On the other side, first timers.
You see, minimum hold a different view.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. A woman said between Barcelona, and I would love Barca to win a Champions League, no doubt about it. But Rich, there's something telling me, say, Munich as a stadium, Allianz Arena, a history of churning out first-time winners of the Champions League. It was our record, no. Obi nyibida, Yakuwa na say, ye obi on nyibida. How no ageno? Again, Rich, Champions League, no. Say, o qualifiable of first final. I want time. But if you go and taste the defeat in the final and you get another opportunity, you win it. Man City ever chance at the end. Chelsea ever chance at the end. Now, Rich, minimum say Arsenal ball final na check in Rome. Yeah, therefore, yeah. And I'm on manager. Man City, Paris Saint-Germain and see a boy against Bayern. And a Kingsley Coman, pa, and a Bayern for the coy. Rich, I hear me say, any of these two teams, you know, the other qualifiable final, no matter what we shall. Rich, I hear me say, this is one of the years that we will get a new winner of the Champions League. That is how I feel.
In Arsenal,
Paris Saint-Germain. The other team, you could say Kim, our Rich, I think Munich will smile at that person.
Okay. And
elect another first-time winner. Especially when both teams attested defeat in the final before.
Okay.
And your first-time winners are Omunko final. Omunko and Yasha. They will get an opportunity to go again. Rich, I think we will have the final, the winner from this side. But even though me
Arsenal PSG in a
me a strong Barcelona, that Thomas step at 10 right then and Rich, yeah, that party miss of the first leg can be very, 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 very crucial for Sata. Which of the ties and final before the final? Ubeti me edo message about Rich Infantry.